When the first Greek Rafale fighter touched down at Tanagra Air Base in July 2021, Turkish military observers watching from across the Aegean knew immediately that everything had changed. This wasn't just another aircraft acquisition or routine military modernization. This was France handing Greece the one weapon system that could neutralize decades of Turkish air superiority, that could strike targets deep inside Turkish territory with precision Turkey couldn't match, and that came with an implicit French security guarantee that transformed the strategic calculus of the entire eastern Mediterranean. Turkish F-16 pilots who'd grown accustomed to dominating Aegean airspace suddenly faced an adversary flying jets designed specifically to destroy F-16s, and flown by pilots trained by the French Air Force to exploit every vulnerability in Turkey's aging fleet. Welcome to Doctrine of War, where we analyze the weapon systems and strategic partnerships that fundamentally alter regional power balances. The France-Greece defense relationship isn't just about selling aircraft. It's about France positioning itself as the ultimate security guarantor for European nations that can no longer trust NATO to defend them against aggressive alliance members. Today we're examining how French military technology, training, and strategic commitment transformed Greece from a nation desperately trying to match Turkish military spending into a power that can credibly deter Turkish aggression and potentially win conflicts that seemed unwinnable just 5 years ago. And what you're about to discover is that the Rafale is just the beginning of a French strategy to create a Mediterranean alliance structure that directly challenges Turkish regional ambitions. The strategic partnership. Why France chose Greece over Turkey. To understand why France committed so decisively to Greek security and why this partnership represents more than just arms sales, you need to understand French strategic thinking and what Paris gains from transforming Greece into a Mediterranean power capable of checking Turkish expansion. France under Macron has pursued an increasingly independent strategic posture, skeptical of American reliability, dismissive of German passivity, and determined to establish France as the preeminent European military power willing to use force to defend European interests. This requires allies and partners who share French willingness to confront threats rather than endlessly negotiate. And Greece under current leadership has demonstrated exactly that combination of threat perception and political will that France needs to build an effective Mediterranean coalition. The Turkey factor is central to French calculations. Turkey under Erdogan has systematically positioned itself as a rival to French interests across multiple regions, supporting opposing factions in Libya where France backs Haftar while Turkey supports the Tripoli government, competing for influence in former French colonies in Africa, challenging French maritime claims in the eastern Mediterranean, and generally pursuing a neo-Ottoman foreign policy that directly conflicts with French vision of Mediterranean order. France doesn't just oppose Turkish-specific actions. France opposes the entire strategic direction that Turkey has taken under Erdogan, viewing it as fundamentally incompatible with European security and French leadership aspirations. Greece, facing existential threats from Turkish aggression, became the natural partner for France to support as a counterweight to Turkish power. The strategic logic is elegant. By arming and supporting Greece, France accomplishes multiple objectives simultaneously. France contains Turkish expansion without committing French forces to direct combat. France builds a grateful ally that will support French positions in EU and NATO forums. France demonstrates that European nations threatened by aggressive neighbors have an alternative to depending on unreliable American security guarantees or ineffective EU collective security mechanisms. And France positions itself as the indispensable security partner for nations across the Mediterranean and beyond who face similar challenges from revisionist powers. Greece becomes both beneficiary and demonstration project, proof that partnership with France provides concrete security benefits that other partnerships don't deliver. The economic dimension matters but isn't the primary driver. French defense exports to Greece generate revenue and support the French defense industry, but France isn't primarily motivated by profit. The Rafale sale to Greece included extremely favorable financing terms that suggest France was more interested in the strategic relationship than maximizing commercial returns. France is investing in Greek military capability not just through equipment sales but through training programs, technology transfer, joint exercises, and the kind of deep defense industrial cooperation that builds long-term interdependence. This isn't just selling weapons. This is building a strategic partnership where Greek security depends on continued French support and French regional influence depends on Greek willingness to serve as the anchor for French Mediterranean strategy. The contrast with Germany's approach to the region reveals why France's commitment matters so much to Greece. Germany maintains close economic ties with Turkey, consistently prioritizes Turkish goodwill over Greek security concerns, and generally treats Greek-Turkish disputes as annoying distractions from larger European projects. The German defense industry sells weapons to both Greece and Turkey, creating ridiculous situations where German tanks might fight German tanks if conflict erupts. France has made clear that it views Greece and Turkey as adversaries, not partners, that French military support flows to Greece specifically to counter Turkey, and that France won't maintain the pretense of neutrality that characterizes other European powers' approaches. For Greece, this clarity is invaluable. Finally, a major European power willing to explicitly support Greek security rather than trying to maintain an impossible balance between NATO allies with fundamentally opposed interests. The Libya intervention crystallized the strategic partnership in ways that pure arms sales never could. When Turkey deployed forces and Syrian mercenaries to support the Tripoli government in Libya's civil war, France backed the opposing Libyan National Army led by Khalifa Haftar. Greece supported the same side as France, providing bases and logistics support for French operations while sharing intelligence and coordinating strategy. The conflict brought French and Greek forces into operational cooperation against Turkish-backed forces, creating the kind of shared combat experience and proven reliability that transforms theoretical alliances into genuine partnerships. Greek and French naval forces operated together monitoring Turkish activities, French fighters staged through Greek bases, and both nations coordinated diplomatic and military responses to Turkish intervention. This wasn't just selling weapons, this was fighting on the same side, which creates bonds that endure. If you're beginning to understand why the France-Greece partnership represents a fundamental shift in Mediterranean power dynamics rather than just routine defense cooperation, you're seeing exactly the kind of strategic analysis that Doctrine of War delivers. We examine not just the weapons but the alliances and commitments that determine who wins conflicts before they start. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we're about to dive deep into the specific capabilities France has provided to Greece and why these capabilities are precisely what's needed to counter Turkish military advantages. This isn't about buying the most expensive equipment. This is about acquiring the exact capabilities that exploit Turkish weaknesses and nullify Turkish strengths. The diplomatic dimension of French support extends beyond military hardware to include explicit political backing that Greece hasn't received from other partners. When Turkish seismic survey vessels escorted by naval forces violated Greek maritime claims in 2020, France didn't just issue diplomatic protests. France deployed naval forces including the aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle to the eastern Mediterranean in a clear demonstration that French military power backed Greek claims. When Turkey threatened to explore for gas in areas Greece claims as its continental shelf, France publicly declared that attacks on Greek sovereignty would be attacks on European sovereignty, using language that implied French military response. This kind of explicit political and military commitment is exactly what Greece needs for deterrence. Turkish leadership must calculate not just whether they can defeat Greek forces, but whether they're willing to risk conflict with France as well. The technology transfer dimension distinguishes French cooperation from other defense relationships Greece maintains. France isn't just selling finished products. France is providing access to technologies, sharing manufacturing capabilities, and supporting Greek defense industry development in ways that create sovereign capability rather than pure dependency. Greek companies participate in Rafale maintenance and potentially production of components. Greek engineers receive training in French defense technologies. And France supports Greek development of indigenous systems that complement French equipment. This approach builds Greek capability in ways that endure beyond individual weapons purchases and ensures that Greece isn't completely dependent on continued French goodwill for its security. Game-changing capabilities, the weapons that transform Greek power. Now let's examine the specific military capabilities that France has provided to Greece and why these systems fundamentally altered the Greek-Turkish military balance in ways that benefit Greece far more than equivalent spending on any other nation's exports would have achieved. The Rafale is the flagship program and deserves detailed analysis, but the broader package of capabilities, frigates, helicopters, missiles, and comprehensive training, creates an integrated upgrade that transforms Greek military effectiveness across multiple domains simultaneously. The Rafale fighter acquisition represents the most significant capability jump in Greek Air Force history. Greece initially acquired 18 Rafales, 12 used aircraft from French Air Force stocks delivered rapidly, and 6 new-build aircraft with the latest standards. Greece then ordered an additional 6 new aircraft, bringing the total to 24 Rafales that will form the elite core of Greek air power. These aren't just good fighters. These are aircraft designed by France specifically to match or exceed American F-15s, F-16s, and F divided by a -18s, incorporating lessons from decades of French combat experience in NATO exercises. The Rafale combines genuine multi-role capability with sophisticated sensors, advanced electronic warfare systems, and weapons integration that allows it to dominate air-to-air combat while also delivering precision strikes against ground and naval targets. The air-to-air capabilities matter most for Greek-Turkish scenarios because Turkish Air Force numerical superiority has been the decisive factor in the regional balance for decades. Turkey operates roughly 240 F-16s of various models, creating a quantitative advantage that Greek older aircraft couldn't match. But the Rafale with Meteor long-range air-to-air missiles changes the equation entirely. The Meteor has a range exceeding 100 kilometers and uses ramjet propulsion that maintains high speed throughout flight, making it extremely difficult to evade. Rafales can engage Turkish F-16s at ranges where Turkish aircraft can't shoot back effectively, destroying Turkish aircraft before Turkish pilots even know they're being targeted. In air combat, the ability to shoot first from longer range while remaining undetected is decisive. And that's exactly what the Rafale Meteor combination provides. Greek pilots flying Rafales don't need to outnumber Turkish F-16s because they can engage multiple targets per aircraft before Turkish F-16s close to firing range. The air-to-ground capabilities provide Greece with precision strike capability against Turkish air bases, naval facilities, air defense sites, and command centers. The Rafale can deliver French-made Scalp cruise missiles with ranges exceeding 250 kilometers, allowing Greek aircraft to strike targets deep inside Turkish territory without entering heavily defended airspace. This offensive capability fundamentally changes Greek strategic options. Greece isn't just defending against Turkish attacks. Greece can credibly threaten to destroy Turkish military infrastructure in the opening hours of any conflict. Turkish air defenses would need to defend vast areas against precision strikes they struggle to intercept, creating defensive requirements that overwhelm Turkish capabilities and allow Greek strikes to succeed even against defended targets. The electronic warfare and sensor capabilities of the Rafale provide situational awareness and survivability that Greek pilots desperately needed. The aircraft's Spectra electronic warfare system provides advanced threat warning, jamming, and self-protection capabilities that make the Rafale extremely difficult to target with surface-to-air missiles or detect with enemy radars. The RBE-2ASA radar can track multiple targets simultaneously while remaining difficult to detect. And sensor fusion integrates information from multiple sources to provide pilots with comprehensive tactical pictures that enable better decisions and faster reactions than adversaries operating older systems. In the confused, high-threat environment of Aegean air combat where Greek and Turkish aircraft operate in close proximity with seconds to make life-or-death decisions, the Rafale's situational awareness advantages could be decisive. The training and operational support that France provides with Rafale sales matters as much as the aircraft themselves. Greek pilots train in France with French instructors, learning not just how to fly the aircraft but how to employ Rafales in the tactical scenarios they'll actually face against Turkish opponents. The French Air Force shares tactics, procedures, and lessons learned from French combat operations. And ongoing French technical support ensures that Greek Rafales maintain high readiness rates. Aircraft are only valuable if they're actually flyable when needed, and French support infrastructure ensures Greek Rafales are available for operations rather than grounded awaiting parts or repairs. This comprehensive support package means Greece isn't just buying aircraft. Greece is buying French operational expertise and the assurance that these systems will work when war comes. The naval modernization centered on FDI frigates represents another French contribution that fundamentally upgrades Greek naval power. Greece ordered 3 FDI frigate de defense ETD intervention frigates with an option for a 4th, receiving modern surface combatants specifically designed for the kind of high-intensity naval warfare that would characterize any Aegean conflict. These aren't just patrol vessels. These are genuine combat ships equipped with modern radars, surface-to-air missiles, anti-ship missiles, anti-submarine warfare capabilities, and sophisticated combat management systems that integrate all sensors and weapons into cohesive fighting capability. The FDI frigates provide several critical capabilities that the Greek Navy desperately needed. The air defense systems can engage aircraft and anti-ship missiles at medium ranges, protecting both themselves and other vessels from Turkish air attack. The anti-ship missile capabilities allow Greek frigates to threaten Turkish surface vessels at significant ranges, creating maritime zones where Turkish ships operate at serious risk. The anti-submarine warfare capabilities help counter potential Turkish submarine threats. And the modern combat systems provide the kind of integrated, networked warfare capability that allows Greek frigates to operate as part of coordinated task forces, sharing information and coordinating fires in ways that older Greek vessels struggle to achieve. The naval helicopters that accompany French military cooperation provide critical capabilities for both maritime patrol and anti-submarine warfare. France supplied NH-90 helicopters that can operate from Greek frigates, extending sensor and weapon range far beyond the ship itself. These helicopters can hunt submarines using dipping sonar and torpedoes, conduct over-the-horizon targeting for anti-ship missiles, rescue downed pilots, and generally multiply the effectiveness of surface ships by providing eyes and weapons far from the ship's location. In the confined waters of the Aegean, where ranges are short and targets can hide among islands, helicopter-borne sensors and weapons are essential for effective naval operations. The comprehensive arms package extends beyond just aircraft and ships to include the full spectrum of modern military capabilities. France has supplied or offered to supply armored vehicles, artillery systems, air defense missiles, anti-tank weapons, and the full range of equipment that modern military forces require. More importantly, France has offered to support Greek defense industry development, sharing technology and manufacturing capabilities in ways that build Greek sovereign capability rather than creating pure dependency. This comprehensive approach means Greek military modernization isn't piecemeal or disjointed. It's an integrated upgrade where French equipment across all domains shares common standards, operates under integrated doctrine, and benefits from coordinated French training and support. The missile technology that France provides deserves particular emphasis because modern warfare is increasingly about precision strike at range rather than close-range combat. French-made Scalp cruise missiles, Exocet anti-ship missiles, Mica air-to-air missiles, and Meteor long-range air-to-air missiles give Greece precision strike capabilities that can engage targets at ranges where Greek forces remain relatively safe from retaliation. The importance of these standoff weapons can't be overstated. They allow smaller forces to inflict devastating damage on larger adversaries without accepting the kind of close-range combat where numerical superiority matters most. Greece can't match Turkey tank for tank or aircraft for aircraft in raw numbers, but Greece with French precision weapons can destroy Turkish military assets at ranges where Turkish numerical advantages don't matter. The intelligence and operational cooperation that accompanies these hardware transfers completes the package. France shares satellite intelligence, signals intelligence, and analytical assessments that help Greek military planning and provide warning of Turkish activities. French and Greek forces conduct regular exercises that practice the specific scenarios both nations expect to face: defending islands, conducting naval operations in confined waters, maintaining air superiority against numerical superiority. And French strategic commitment provides the kind of alliance assurance that allows Greece to focus on specific capabilities rather than trying to match Turkish military spending across every category. Greece can specialize in the capabilities that matter most because France implicitly guarantees that Greek shortfalls in other areas won't prove decisive if French support is available. Here's the bottom line that Turkish military planners face. Greece has transformed over the past 5 years from a nation struggling to maintain relevance against Turkish military expansion into a credible military power that could inflict devastating casualties on Turkish forces in any conflict. This transformation isn't primarily about Greek defense spending or indigenous capability development. This is about France deciding to make Greece the showcase for French defense exports and the anchor point for French Mediterranean strategy. Every Rafale that Greece operates is a fighter that Turkish F-16s can't match. Every FDI frigate is a surface combatant that the Turkish Navy must respect. Every French precision missile is a weapon that can strike Turkish targets from ranges where Greek forces remain relatively safe. And every French training program that improves Greek military professionalism is an upgrade that makes Greek forces more effective than Turkish numerical superiority would suggest. That's the analysis for today on Doctrine of War. If this deep dive into the France-Greece partnership and its transformation of Aegean power balance gave you a new understanding of how arms sales and strategic alliances actually work, let us know in the comments. Can Greece with French support actually defeat Turkey? What would happen if France explicitly guaranteed Greek security with French military power? And if you want more analysis of the defense partnerships and weapon systems that reshape regional power, subscribe and turn on notifications. We're covering the military technologies and strategic relationships that determine who wins wars before they start. The France-Greece partnership represents the future of European defense relationships, not the fantasy of EU collective security that never materializes, not the unreliable NATO commitments that increasingly favor aggressor members over victims, but bilateral partnerships between nations willing to explicitly commit to each other's defense with concrete military capabilities and genuine strategic alignment. France has given Greece not just weapons but confidence. The knowledge that Athens isn't alone, that Greek sovereignty matters to a major European power, and that Greek military capabilities with French support can credibly deter Turkish aggression. And that confidence, backed by Rafales and frigates and missiles and training, changes everything about the strategic balance in the Eastern Mediterranean. Until next time, stay strategic.